Hello everybody, I'm Rusty. I want to welcome you to Island Breeze Tropicals. So today we're going to have another installment of Bromeliad Collector's Corner, and what I want to do is I want to show you this type of Aechmea called Orladiana. So you know what? The sun is shining, the island breeze is blowing. It's time that you and I got growing. Come on, let's have some fun, and let's look at all the different kinds of Aechmea Orladianas. So okay guys, we're up here on the plant deck, and I'm really excited about this episode of Bromeliad Collecting Corner because this one is one of my favorites. I know I say everyone is my favorite, and maybe they are, but Orladiana is a really cool group of Aechmeas. Now, the original Orladiana, in other words, the species that was discovered in the wild, was discovered by the late Mulford Foster and his wife Racine back in 1939, and he named it for his adopted town, Orlando, Florida. Now, there are probably over 20 different cultivars of Orladiana. I don't have the species here. If I did, I would love to show it to you, but I do have access to 3 or 4 of the different color and pattern variations in this wonderful plant. And I'm also going to take you out in the tangle, and I'm going to show you what they look like while they're climbing. Okay, so why is Orladiana and all its different cultivars really good for climbing? Well, the best thing I can do is to show you, and here we go. Always have a hard time with getting into frame, don't we? Take a look, and you can see that this is a very stoloniferous plant. Take a look at that pup coming out on that long stolon. Okay, so we just had a video, Bromeliad 101, talking about the stolons, that part of the anatomy of some bromeliads. And that makes Orladiana just a really great choice for climbing. But there are other reasons too, and that is the wonderful patterning that you can get on all of these cultivars. Now, again, there are well over 20 that I know of, and I only have a few here to show you, but I think it's something that you ought to take a look at. If you like arboreal bromeliads, this is the one that you want to get because there are just so many different patterns and colors. Now, I'm going to try and show you some of it here on the deck, and it's going to be under artificial lighting. If that doesn't work, maybe we'll put them in the sun and see what they look like. Now, that is an important consideration. Orladiana on all of its cultivars really does need high light in order to keep its color. Sometimes that can be a little difficult. You will notice that its color will change depending on the amount of light that you give the plant. So why don't we take a look and see if we can get some of these colors to pop under the lights. Okay, this is Orladiana Pink, and as you can see, it does have a pink color to it. Now again, that's going to be dependent on the amount of sunlight that it gets growing. Okay, so here's a close-up of, I think this one is, let me look at the tag. This one is Glowing Embers, and this is pretty large, and I'm going to try and show you. That is an adult rosette, and if you take a look, it's pretty dark. And now we come and, oops, I think that shows us why it's called Glowing Embers. Look at that nice red color. And look at the patterning, and that's one of the things I really love about this group of Aechmeas. Orladiana has such great patterning on it, and of course, these wonderful, wonderful colors. Now you can see, again right here, that pup came out on a stolon, and that's what makes these guys such great climbers. Okay, I've lost the tag on this guy. I'm pretty sure that this one is called Haiku, and again, look at the patterning. I'm really not happy with the artificial lighting here on the plant deck. It's early in the morning and we have a little bit of cloud cover, and so I have to resort to this. But we're going to do some close-ups, I hope, later on today in brighter light. And if you take a look at the beautiful patterning that you can see on this plant, and it's really hard to get an idea. This really should have a little bit better color to it, but even so, I think that's pretty cool looking. What do you think? And this is Orladiana Pali Ridge, and it's got some nice color on it too. I like the underside, how it's white, and again, take a look at this stolon. Look how long it is, and look at the very, very large roots, and imagine that attaching into a tree. You get a better idea as to the color right now. And even in this artificial lighting, it still comes out looking pretty cool, I think, don't you? So hopefully this will give a little better idea as to the color. And it's not artificial light. We're out here on the patio, and you get to see the beautiful color in these Orladiana hybrids. Now this is in full sun, and this really brings out the pinks in this. It really makes for a really, really pretty bromeliad, I think. And this is Glowing Embers, the adult, and you can see the difference, which is really, really striking. Now here's an example of what a mature clump of Orladiana looks like, and this doesn't get a whole lot of light. Believe it or not, this is white night, and as you can see, it's up there a ways. Now this clump is probably about 4 to 5 years old, and it's not all that high. It's probably up there about 15 feet. But Orladiana is made to climb. Take a look at that. And here's another clump. It's been up there about the same amount of time. And there's one right below it. So as you can see, Orladiana loves to climb. It's totally arboreal. It will also work in a hanging basket if you don't live in a frost-free zone like I do. So anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed looking at all of the different kinds of Aechmea Orladianas. I'm sure that you can find one for your collection. So no matter where you are, I hope your sun is shining. I hope you have an island breeze blowing. I know that you need to keep growing, have lots of fun. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.